All right, guys, we're all about realism here on the channel. So, want to be honest because this may happen to you. This is what happened to me. VANOS solenoid. Man, guys, change your VANOS solenoids. Mine was so clogged and the idle is so smooth now. For me, my car, remember, you don't remember. So I took a road trip to Texas and there is a big tire in the road and I tried to stagger it, but this is when I newly got the car. I didn't realize how low the car sits because I had an Acura TSX that sits a little higher and I tried to straddle it, but the tire, I just didn't think how big the tire was. So I ended up running over the tire and the whole car jumped. So what that ended up doing was, because in our fuel tank, we have two sensors, two levelers, one on the right side that's serviceable, one on the left side that's not serviceable. So the 335s or the N55 engines was the last year that you could service both sides if something was going on. So they closed that other side, and that's the sensor that's out of pocket that jumped out and is there. Kern 417 has a video about that, and I want to do another video on that as well, or get to a video doing that as well. So that's the issue with this, is I have to keep this car like below half a tank and up, because it'll start to choke. So sometimes it chokes because there's not enough fuel. It doesn't think that the DME is not running enough fuel because the level's off. So I have to kind of guess and, make sure my miles is good and precise. So with that being said, my car's always going to choke, but until I fix it. But what's happening now is the idle is so much more smoother. Also timing the corrections. I also, reset all the adaptations as well too. So I just noticed it just pulls a little harder. The throttle response is a little sharper. Everything just feels smoother. So absolutely change your VANOS actuators if you're over, I would say even over 90, 100,000 miles, especially if you're tuned, because you're not even feeling the full force of your tune if you don't, because your car is just retarding timing and fueling. And I think with me changing my camshaft follower as well too, and the new gasket, it's holding pressure, rail pressure more. So now I'm going to do a test where I'm going to log it, because the car was going, I seen it get to like 23 pounds of boost, and it's supposed to be hitting 24, 26 on my mod. So we'll see. Might be overestimated. Things might be 24 at the max or 25, but we'll see. But now it's holding boost now, so in lower and higher range, and that mid, like it just pulled different when I did a pull. It just pulled so differently. So just wanted to kind of put that out there. So also to make sure it seats properly, because I am having some issues. So the issue I'm having is it smells rich. And from ChatGPT and what I read, that is kind of normal for the first like 50 to 100 miles, because the car's still learning, because I did a lot of timing and fueling corrections to the car. So that's where I can expect it to be a little rich, because the car's learning. So on startup, it may be rich so don't let that concern you, but also still be on top of it. So what ended up happening was when I twisted the intake VANOS, this was seated, this was not seated properly, so I had it reverse. So this was in, but it wasn't in the right way. This was not in, and it was kind of partially in. So that's why I think this was running rich, and it was messing up a lot of stuff and things weren't reading right, okay? So what I had to do, so when I realized that, I was just like, because I thought that one was fine. When I realized that when I twisted it, it cut this new gasket in half, because I didn't seat it properly. So this is your wake-up call to seat it properly, because if you don't, it's going to twist it. Now, fortunately, there's a very small difference with the new one. Like the new one's more pliable because it doesn't have any heat cycles in it, so it's fine. So I ended up, because I'm in a pinch, I ended up using the old gaskets here. They're still fine. They're a little bit more tougher because of the heat cycling, but I think it should be fine. But knowing me, I will probably replace that, because it's just peace of mind thing. Because yeah, I want everything to be tight and secure. So now I am confident that this is seated properly, and I should not have any issues. Knock on wood. I can find some. We got some cardboard, so knock on the cardboard. And yeah, so like I said, I wanted to add that because that's something very real that happened to me. You might experience it, so just make sure you seat it in properly, and take your time, because I was doing this when it was late at night, and I don't recommend doing that because you're probably want to go to bed unless you're a night owl, and sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. But anyway, but yeah, just wanted to add that piece, inject that piece into my video because I don't see anybody talking about it, and it happened to me, so it can happen to you as well too. I have to, you know, check the first VANOS solenoid on the exhaust side because I didn't think I seated in properly. So yeah, man, I just wanted to give you a recap, or, you know, not a recap, just kind of an overview of my experience with the VANOS solenoid in a different perspective, and just promote that, like, you guys change those. It's a real quick, easy thing to do. I decided to just wait to do a lot of other stuff because I hate just taking stuff off. Like, no, let me wait until I get that, and that. So that's what I did. So yeah, thanks for tuning in.